Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, let me tell you something straight from the heart. You know, Arsene Rule is not just another year on the calendar, is not just another page you flip, another Monday you drag yourself through, another January where you make resolutions and forget them by February. No, this year, this year is personal. We live in a world that thrives on comparison. Every time you open your phone, you re-bombarded with highlight reels of somebody else's life. Their vacations, their cars, their relationships, their success stories, all curated, filtered, and packaged for display. And while you read sitting there scrolling, you start to feel small. You start to feel like you behind, like you not doing enough, like your life doesn't measure up. That's the trap. That's the poison. Comparison is the thief of joy. And a key S, also the killer of progress. Right? Because while you looking left and right, you forgetting to look straight ahead. You forgetting that the race you in is not against them. It's against yourself. And the truth is, the only person you need to outdo is the person you were yesterday. But as long as you refocus on someone else's lane, you'll never have the time or the energy to build your own. Think about it. Nobody shows the struggle behind the picture. They don't post the sleepless nights, the failed attempts, the times they wanted to quit. They only show you the finish line, not the miles of sweat it took to get there. And here you are, comparing your chapter E to somebody else's chapter Arthur's, tearing yourself apart because you not there yet. But you were not supposed to be there. You supposed to be here, where you are, with what you've got, building what's yours. Comparison will distract you from your mission. It will blind you to your own gifts. You start to imitate. You start to imitate instead of innovate. You start to chase what looks good for them instead of what feels right for you. And when you do that, you lose yourself. You lose the voice inside you that's been telling you, this is your path. This is your purpose. This is your calling. Now let us flip it. Stop comparing and start building. When you build, you put your head down and you work. You don't care who's ahead. You don't care who's behind. You care about laying the brick in front of you as perfectly as you can. One brick at a time. One step at a time. That's how foundations are made. That's how legacies are created. Building requires patience. It requires humility. It requires faith in the unseen. Because you might not see the results right away. You might go days, weeks, months without visible progress. But every hour you put in, every habit you strengthen, every skill you sharpen, it is all stacking up. It's all adding to the foundation of something greater. And while others are busy showing off what they've already built, you are silently preparing a structure that will stand the test of time. The builders understand that progress is not about pace. It's about consistency. You don't have to do everything at once. You don't have to master the whole world in one day. What you need is discipline, the discipline to show up day after day, whether you feel like it or not. And when you stop comparing, you free up the energy to focus on exactly that. Comparison drains you. Building fuels you. One keeps you trapped in envy, the other keeps you moving in purpose. When you compare, you constantly asking, why don't I have what they have? And you build, you constantly asking, what can I create with what I've been given? And that shift in perspective changes everything. Start building yourself. Build your body. Build your mind. Build your spirit. Build habits that make you stronger, not weaker. Build skills that set you apart. Build relationships that lift you higher. Build the discipline to keep going when it gets hard. Build the courage to try again when you fall short. And above all, build faith. Faith that your journey is your own. Faith that your pace is right for you. Faith that what's meant for you will not pass you by. Stop comparing yourself to people who didn't start where you started. Stop comparing your path to someone who's been walking a different road under different conditions with different tools. You don't know their storms, and they don't know yours. What you do know is that you've been given today. You've been given this moment, and what you build with it is what matters. You know, every minute you spend comparing is a minute you could have spent building. Every second wasted wishing you had their life is a second you could have spent shaping your own. You can win if you busy watching the scoreboard. You win by playing the game, giving your best, and staying locked in on your lane. So block out the noise, block out the highlight reels, block out the temptation to measure yourself by a yardstick that was never meant for you. Look in the mirror, see where you are.